Morning.
I hope you like pain.
It's went a bit smelly.
This has ripped my neck.
That's 6:50, we're up. Just packing away. I've got an urgent need for a Barry-to-Leith, so that's hastening the proceedings. And we're gonna get down into town and get over to the place where we can get up to Ullapool. That's 6.5 miles away from here. And then we'll hike out Ullapool until we're done for the day. Hopefully get something to eat at Ullapool about lunchtime. Yeah, didn't get a good sleep last night. I felt cold. Well, first of all I felt roasting because I just ate a dose of food, and then I had to take my down jacket off because I was roasting hot. Then I woke up in the night and I was cold, and I felt clammy. I felt uncomfortable. I was tossing and turning. I guess it was a good night to reflect the muck up of the day. So what can you do? Take the rough with the smooth. It's also started raining a wee bit, drizzling there. Midges were really bad here. Really quite bad, the midges. But I just put on my sun gloves and my midgie net, and I've got my long sleeves on, so you don't even bother. It's just the fact that they get in the food, and there's thousands of them end up in the corners of the tent, so it ends up like sand, but it's actually dead midges. They get in everything. Your butt crack when you're changing your clothes and all that. So, yeah, we're going to head off and see how we get on today. That's it, just turned 8 o'clock now. Delight to have been, actually, I mean, I was up the back of 6, what with feeding moss and all that, and I've stopped bothering with breakfast. I'm on one meal a day basically. That's about 1,200 to 1,500 calories, which isn't enough even for me just to survive, never mind all the exertion. I've got my camel gut reserve, so I'll be burning through that, so I'll expect I'll have lost a bit of weight by the time I get home. A bit stinky. What's this? Is this day 9? Day 10? Can't remember. I've had one shower the whole time. I was just thinking I really need to get my teeth brushed now. I forgot to groom my moustache this morning. God damn. It's not my bad omen. Touch wood, don't say it. And touch wood! Right. Okay, let's get over. It's nowhere near where we go, is it? If it's 7 miles, that's not far from the place where we're going. That's only a mile, so maybe you could have cut over and stayed at the campsite and then got into Ullapool. I need to check the map. Again, this is one of the problems with not making your own route. This is an unofficial route, as I've said a couple of times, so there's no actual main waymarked path to go. So there's a combination. There's a sort of a popular route, and then there's alternatives. But because it's unofficial, it doesn't really matter. The thing is walking from Fort William to Cape Wrath. If you're going to be doing that, then what's this here? Some sort of witchcraft, Blair Witch Project or something. Badralach Witch Project. You are essentially making your own route. I guess probably everyone who comes to do this would probably have like a set route in mind when they come out. Depends how much you plan it. I didn't bother because I hate being too rigid with things, because I know things go to pot and you need to be flexible and adapt to different things as and when they come up. So I had the information, all the information I needed to enable me to make adjustments as I went along. Because all that happens is, if you're like, I need to be here that night, I need to be there that night, and you don't make it, you're like, oh, it's all going to pot, and then it's a stress and it's a horrible thing. I've already had a bit of that. Check this cool bridge. I've already had a bit of that because of the amount of holidays I've got, so I feel under a bit of pressure to crack on. So I've had to basically use some of the alternative stages that initially I hadn't really planned to do, but it is what it is. I've forgot my main point. I'm too busy figuring out where we're meant to go here. If you're coming this way, you go over that wee bridge, take a right, take an immediate right again, almost. Honestly, so come over the bridge, take a right, walk up a wee bit, take a right again, and then up here we're taking a left and going up the hill. Aye, so if you're coming this way, just be careful, because this track, you come through that gate down there and it's straight up to the left, but you can't see it. It's not even like dirt, it's just flattened grass. So you come past the bracken and cut up essentially. We're going along here now. Aye, so you're on stuff like this. I'm feeling it today, big time. I think yesterday must have really taken it out of me, energy wise. I did try to eat more last night, but there's only so much you can pack in at a dinner time. I had scoops of peanut butter, I had pepperami, I had an adventure meal from Go Outdoors, one of the ones you rehydrate yourself, 600 calories, and I had 2 packets of super noodles. Now that is all I had to eat yesterday, so it's not enough calories total. But if I was to cook a breakfast, if I was to stop for lunch, I wouldn't get anywhere. There's you need to be hiking the majority of the time. Then when you get into camp, you'd set everything up, filter your water, unpack everything, get changed, get ready, get the dog sorted. It's time consuming. It's difficult to eat enough. When I get into Ullapool, I'm going to buy loads of like dead high calorie snacks to graze on. I did have a packet of cashew nuts in my resupply, but I ate those immediately that night. The full packet. I think it was almost like 1,000 calories in a one. So I need more stuff like that. And that's us at the top of this guy. We're just cutting across here now. We're down there, we've came up. We're going down here, and then the path goes over there. So we've came down from up this guy. Trail comes down there. So here's the red phone box you're after. The trail, otherwise, yeah, there's the phone box here. And then the trail goes up there, unless you're wanting to divert to Ullapool, which is along this road, which is, wait till you see this. The guy wasn't even going as fast as what the rest of them are. So we're going to get a taxi to Ullapool. And then we'll pick up the trail. It's basically like an arrow. When we meet at the same point, we're just coming from different directions, either here or Ullapool. That's meant to be the best fish and chip place there. And this is what I came to Ullapool for. It's meant to be premium Scottish haddock and juice. So from Ullapool you walk along the shorefront, then you take a left up the road. Don't know why, but I'm quite pleased by that. That's us left Ullapool. I had chicken and spring onion, a chicken and spring onion sandwich, I had a cheese savoury sandwich, and I had a premium Scottish haddock supper. I'm assuming caught off the coast of Liverpool. Delicious. I bought 28 quid worth of food at the convenience store that's there, and I got my bag out, because it's basically a big bag of super noodles, my food bag. So I got that out and I took stuff out, and I hate throwing away good food. I never waste anything, but nothing, you know how you hear about like people throwing away a crazy amount of good food or food that they let spoil. I never do that. I use everything I have, so I hate throwing away food. Maybe that's why I'm so slim, because I eat it all. But aye, waste not, want not, as my granny used to say. But here, I'm making an exception here. I basically flung away some packets of super noodles. I don't think that's going to be too much of a blight on my soul. And I replaced it with crap, you know, tablet and all this sort of stuff, and cakes and things of that nature. Walking along now, and we've got 19.5 miles before we pick up the route at the other side. If you went from that phone box and cut up, it's like a V. So you'll be coming along, I'm coming along, you're cutting diagonally up to the right, whereas I'm going to be coming along horizontally from Ullapool. If the pole here is the red phone box, you would be like walking up in that direction. I've came up to Ullapool and I'm walking across in that direction. So it's basically just like taking it and pivoting up the starting point. But I wanted to go to Ullapool just to switch out some of my gear and just get some juice and get something to eat, because I tell you something, see, like more than 2 weeks eating super noodles all the time, I don't want to go into my bowel movements too much. But there's Mossdown getting a wee drink. We've came along there and we're walking right up through this glen here. That's 2:15. That is it. Moss doesn't like the digger. Do you not like it? Go and get it. See? That is totally awesome. How cool was that? Oh yes. Didn't think I'd be able to get my camera out in time. See how low that was? Poor Rambo John Jay. I didn't want to throw away my Irn-Bru, so I put the rest of it in one of my water bottles. But it looks like something I use in the tent at night, so I'm gonna have to overcome this. Hopefully I don't finish this and then in the middle of the night wake up and go, oh, there's some of that Irn-Bru left, scoop, oh. There's loads of amazing places to camp around here. Look, even in there, off the road, flat, short grass like this here. And then, or next to the, tangled up with my wee doggy. Hold on, Moss, good girl, that's you. Or even down here, water, plenty of drinking water, flat, cracking scenery. There's just loads of places like this everywhere. This is a really good This is a really good section, this. I'm into this one. I'm pretty sure that's the guy we were over the other side of yesterday. I think. Oh, look at this one. He shattered. Yeah. So here's the bothy, or a bothy. Cool flagstones. Right, slowly moss. Oh, and there's an upstairs bit with a couple of beds. I'm not going up there, this path on. Right, moss go. Got moss in our midgie protection. Me and mine. Midges are really bad here. Worse than last night, actually. So I don't know if you can see the amount of midges around my head, but there's a lot. Well, that's me at the bothy. My tent was, I don't like staying in bothies unless it's horrendous weather. I'd rather stay in my tent out the road. I don't like the idea of like little mites and mice and all that getting involved with my kit. I'd rather stay in my tent. The weather's terrible though. If it's really bad, blowing a hoolie, like you're not going to put a tent up in that often if there's other accommodation available, like my night in the Stalker's hut. But my tent was wet from last night anyway, so I have decided, of course, that I'm going to just pitch next to the bothy. That's 19.5 miles I've done today. So here's as good as any. It's flat, short crop grass next to the bothy, fine. It's next to the thing. If I wanted, I could go and cook in there, but I've already had plenty to eat today with getting a good feed at Ullapool. Now, if you think that that's rain that's going on, it's actually not. It's just hunters and hunters of thousands of midges. Good thing is, when you put your tent up and you get in, if you're careful not to let too many in, although there can be a lot when they first come in, they tend to, certainly in this duplex, they tend to migrate down into the corners where they all congregate and like stay. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they do that, but they do. So they don't actually bother me. After a while, once you're in your tent, you're all set up. There's not many flying about to bite you because they've all buggered off into the corners. Now, map time from whence we came and where we are now. It all seems to be one corner as well. It's one corner in particular. I don't really know what these wee guys are thinking. Big crumbs all over the bloody place. Right. Oh yeah, check it out. This is one of the things I bought. Custard creams. Look at the size of that guy. That's a custard cream. Probably going to tan a lot of them. Plus good Scottish fare. Old Road Huntly. Up Aberdeenshire. Nice one. Okay. Now, Where are we here? We were camped just before this kink here. Walked down, walked along the road, came along here, and you cross a bridge, you come along, it's first right, is it right again, and then it's like, as you walk along this road, it's immediate left cutting up the hill, and it's super easy to miss because it's just flattened grass. It's not like a dirt trail or a 4x4 track, it's just flattened grass, and there's a lot of bracken, but if you walk up a bit, up the hill a bit, you will see a path through, and you pick up more like a proper path further up, and then by the time you get up here, it's a proper path. You can see the whole way all along. So this is fairly flat. Oh, some ups and downs. It seems so long ago I can barely remember it. It's fairly flat. Some ups and downs here, for example, but it's fairly flat. And then there's quite a descent though. Quite a steep. We see when you're here, you're like looking down there. That's some drop, but at least you come along a wee bit. So it's not like straight down here. That'd be a knee crusher. Yep, down here, and walked along the road. Now there is verge here for a section as you can walk behind the barrier, and then you can more or less walk along the verge. Got to the phone box. Didn't use the phone box. I had G on my phone. I'm with O2. Well, that's indicative of the data you're getting, isn't it? So yeah, plenty good enough for a voice call. And in the Cape Wrath Trail guide, there's Ewan's taxi service. I phoned the number. It was a lady that answered. She knew exactly where I was. She said, "Go on because there's a car park there. There's like a walker's car park." She said, "If you wait at the entrance to that, I'll be there in 15 minutes." And she came and got me in 15 minutes, took us straight into Ullapool, chatting away, dead nice, only 12 quid, gave her a good tip, really good, really appreciated how snappy they were and how there's no oh aye, it's a car park that's here, and didn't need to explain anything, just straight there. 15 minutes is all it was. And it's actually a minibus who came in, like a sort of kitted out transit, took us straight to Ullapool and straight to the harbour. Here you can see from here, it goes up along here. And you can see from here, it goes along here. Now, I've not measured it exactly, but I think from there to there and there to there is exactly, well, maybe not exactly the same distance, but it's more or less the same distance. Now, I wanted to go to Ullapool to get some, well, first of all, to get some to eat. I had a notion for fish and chips, which I got, and some juice, which I got, but I also wanted to, because I'd picked up my resupply stuff, it's just all super noodles. Stuff that I've been eating for, like, what's this, night 10? Yeah, this is night 10, so it's like 10 days I've been eating more or less that same stuff. I've had 3 meals that have been different at different places, but I was just like, I don't have anything to snack on now. When I first came out, I had my cup and I was going to rehydrate. I was going to cold soak porridge for breakfast, and I was going to cold soak like a super noodles for lunch. It's just, I have the ability to, this isn't a pat in the back, this is because of my gut, but so it's no great thing, but I can get up and I can walk all day without having ate anything, basically. But it's not ideal, you know. It's not like I'm unaffected by it. It will be harder going. But see, just like rinsing that thing out, and then the porridge, the instant porridge is absolutely disgusting. It's rotten. I had to force it down the few days I did eat it, and now I give it to Moss because I found that she was lacking in energy. So, you know, I've got enough that'll do her right to the end. And then the cold soaking the noodles for lunch. I was too busy footing about. More or less, I don't stop. I don't sit down, have a lunch, because I'm always trying to crack on. So it's not like, oh, I'll put my feet up for an hour at lunchtime and have my thing with whatever. I just don't do that. And then look at some of the days already where it's, if it's terrible weather, you're going slow, so you're wanting to crack on. If it's good weather, you're wanting to make the most of it and crack on. That's kind of how my approach to these things. So I feel as if I was to stop for an hour to have lunches, it would be a bit of a waste of my time. Might not be saying that towards the end if I'm knackered, right enough. So I thought I need to get rid of some of that food and replace it with things I can snack on when I'm going along the way. So I basically bought a load of crap like Snickers bars and chocolate and custard creams and M&Ms and things I can, like high GI index type foods that'll, you know, just give me a dump of energy straight into my bloodstream, straight into the vein, and that'll be good. I can just keep that in one of my little side pouches and just graze on that as I go, and then I can have all my carbs, and you know, I've got my carbs from my super noodles or couscous. I've got some oily fish there, and I've got pepperami. So I've got my carbs, and I'll have my protein and fats from the sausage and fish. So that's fine. Even meals are alright. I'll pick up fresh greens where I can. I always try and get like side order salad and stuff as well. Most of the stuff comes with it anyway. And then I've got my snacks on. So that's why I wanted to go to Ullapool. So basically, the lady dropped us off right here. Just down from so that's like the pier. Just down from there, if you look to the left of that road, there's the fish and chips. Now, she actually recommended that to me. She said, in her opinion, that's the best one, and it was very good. And there's a little convenience store here. And there's a corner store, which is like a general hardware store. I reckon that would have sold gas and all sorts. So if you come here, you can get your fish and chips, you can get your convenience store food to resupply. They sell everything. It's not that's what it said on it, convenience store. It wasn't a co-op or anything. So I guess it's a wee independent. You've got the corner store. I'm pretty sure that'll sell like your denatured alcohol and gas and stuff for your canister. I didn't go on, so don't quote me on that, but it probably will. I wouldn't be surprised. Then come out, walked along the front here, up here, and up a road, and all along past the quarry. And this is all like 4x4 track. That shows a road, but it is basically, that's like more like a gravel track, and then this is like a 4x4 track. All along here, it like shows you this road changing, but I can't say I can remember noticing it actually changing in surface. Along this loch, there's just totally amazing campsites dotted all along this guy. See all these wee outcrops, like idyllic places to camp, really nice. So going into Ullapool, stocking up and then camping here, if you work that into your miles, wouldn't be a bad thing. All along here. And it was a really nice day. This track is easy. I had the solar charger out, charging up my phone. I basically went, right, I'm gonna see where I'm at 5 o'clock. And I can't remember where I was at 5. I don't know, maybe between here and here. Maybe here. And I went, do you know what, I'm just gonna keep going. And there's loads of good camping spots along here as well, although there is this sort of farm, although there's like a yurt and looks like they've got accommodation there for folk. Or is it here? Doesn't matter. I went, do you know what, I'm going to do a 20 today. I'm going to get a 20 miler in, and I predicted that would be me. I would do that by 6 o'clock. Now, bearing in mind I stopped in Ullapool and had something to eat and did have a big lunch and mucked about, sat at the harbour looking out. 20 mile by 6 o'clock, having been there, is indicative of how good this track is. And I did, this morning, I did have a sweat on coming over here actually. I was pushing it because in my muck up and only having done 14 miles yesterday, I was trying to kind of I was wanting to make up for it today. So I feel good today again because I feel as if I've like made up and I'm more towards where I wanted to be by putting in a wee bit more miles today. So I came along and I was just actually gonna camp beside here, but then here I seen that there's the bothy here. So I thought, you know what, I'll come up and see what that's like. There's a German guy here, a young lad. He's doing the Cape Wrath Trail. So there was the lady I seen going over the wrong pass that I went over, pulling a trolley. You've seen that in the video. And there is this German lad. So that's the only two people that I've seen doing the Cape Wrath Trail. Because I've more or less spoke to everyone that I've seen as well. He said there's a couple of German guys two German guys over that are doing a last section. They've been section hiking the Cape Wrath Trail. We've seen them. I think he mentioned one other person, but they were only doing a wee bit of it as well. So there's only been two folk that I've seen that have been through hiking it. So yeah, that's it. I'm not cooking anything tonight. I would have cooked in the bothy, but I'm not. I'm gonna do some more route planning tonight and eat all these custard creams. Try and get some sleep. Try and get some sleep early on. And that'll be me. That's me just finished route planning, and I'm just about to delete today's stuff. So as you can see, more or less 20 miles today. And that's me basically got my route planned for the rest of the way.